if it's the stress, the hunger, or the cold. I feel weak. My heart is beaten out of my chest. I need medication in my suitcase, and I have no idea where it is. What else could possibly go wrong in this hellhole? I'm so tired. You found my medication? Oh, what a relief. I was starting to make peace with Zephyrus. You've saved my life. Thank you. I can't even fathom what would have become of my poor baby if something happened to me. I just need to rest for a little bit.
You found Mrs. Cost's medication? I hope she'll start feeling better soon. I can't wait to tell Mr. Atticus. He was so worried about her. You found Mrs. Cost's medication?
Oh, my poor Max. We had to leave in such a hurry, you left him behind. I pray to Zephyrus that those Sabinian cretins haven't found him. Oh, I should have just set him free. I'll never forgive myself.
Albin and I fled from Jova when we heard the Asterian army was approaching. We left everything behind, even our poor dog. Albin is really beside himself about it. We just couldn't risk bringing him along, noisy as he is. Albin and I fled from Jova when Albin...
Did you find Agatha? She was in serious trouble when we split up near the mining carts.
I got the key. Agatha didn't make it.
Ah, fucking hell. How did she... Never mind. I don't want to know. When we split up, I knew something terrible was going to happen. Finding the Watcher's Nest is the only move left. Perhaps there are some vigils left that could help us.
Listen, I don't want any trouble. I'm just looking for supplies.
Who are you?
The name's Atticus. I escaped the Medini prison camp when the demons attacked. I should have died there. Looks like Setharus had other plans for me. I joined up with some refugees. We have a camp close by. The path to reach it is behind the giant stone serpent. Head north from here. You should find it. These people need me. They're in bad shape. I'm out here. Have you seen the destroyed ON vehicles on the road? They're northeast of the Weeping Knight statue. There's a truck that's still in good shape. If only I could find the keys and get it started, I could take these people to my father's farm in Sinedra.
Did you see a strange door somewhere around here?
I saw a large door carved into the rock. Head back on this path and turn left. Continue on the path, and the door will be on your right. Careful, though. There's a huge demon lurking in front. When I saw it, I turned back real quick.
I think I met your father. He's Ernest Cadell, right?
Yes, he's my father. I'm glad to know he's alive and well. This makes me want to get back home even more. It doesn't look like it, but Hades was beautiful and peaceful. It changed so quickly. I first noticed it on campus at Los Angeles University. History lessons were modified to suit new narratives. The line drawn in the sand by facts was fading under the waves of Sabinian nationalism. New campus groups and fraternities were formed and engaged in intimidation campaigns against Palamas students. Some of us stood firm, but most ended up leaving. It was so hard for me. My parents had spent their hard-earned. I was the only one in the family who had been given this chance. Deep down, I always believed that it would stop. That people... Then I noticed that this was happening all over the country. By the time my hope had faded, civil war erupted. When the war erupted, I was still in Los Angeles, in the heart of the lion's den. I gathered what supplies I had and left for the Astarian-Umbrahan border. I needed to get home, to get to my family. What usually took a few hours on a road trip was turning into a logistical nightmare. Couldn't drive, take the bus, or train. Sabinian soldiers were patrolling back roads, streets, stations, you name it. On the way, I did things. I stole from people who were more desperate than I was. I refused to help others in need. I truly failed as a Palamist. After months of hiding, looting, stealing, and running, I finally arrived on the outskirts of the Umbrahan border. I sought refuge in a barn. I was exhausted and hungry. The farmer woke me. I was initially terrified, but he was holding a plate. He said he would return with more. He turned out to be a Sabinian farmer. Feeding me, it worked like a charm. That was the last square meal I had. After that, prison scraps if I was lucky. Did you know that the peacekeepers had an outpost in Medini? They stood by and watched Sabinian soldiers rape and murder Palamists in droves. I'll tell you what they did care about. Their medical supplies and food. That's it. If they claim they never saw the Medini prison camp just outside of town, they could sure smell it. I guarantee you that. The stench of death filled the air for kilometers. They had the numbers and equipment to stop what was happening. They just stood there and watched. Let me tell you about Sabinians. The guards at the Medini prison camp would sometimes... They would enter the gates of hell to spend the night beating, killing, raping, or any other twisted pleasure they could imagine. These Sabinian civilians wanted to settle old scores. You know, a wealthy Palamist who would refuse to give them a job. A farmer who wouldn't lend his tools. A man whose petty disputes were settled with crimes against humanity. That's who you're dealing with. They are my brothers and sisters. Our faith and tragedy bind us. We will overcome this. We must. They are not our Lord's doing. He would never unleash such demons upon us, no matter how much we've sinned. This disaster is the work of TR, the great two-headed serpent. You want proof? If they were from... Once the strange anomalies appeared, creatures materialized everywhere out of thin air. It was surreal. The Kata describes a place called the Himalaya. TR made the great curse, and his demons dwell in that place. I believe those anomalies are... They are not... Once the TR...
expeditions yielded two significant revelations. Confirmation that the calamity is real, and the existence of a plan to stop it, the so-called failsafe. We know nothing of this failsafe, nor of the artifact we recovered. All of these tomes, and not a shred of information. Whatever machinations the full guard of old had in mind, they were intent on keeping it a secret. I fear it is now lost in the folds of history. It seems to me the artifact may be part of a larger mechanism. Perhaps it is a key of sorts? Does it open another tomb or vault? Are there more such keys? It is clear to me that this artifact, this keystone, is a critical piece of the failsafe enigma. We must continue to pull at this thread until the truth reveals itself. ranks weighs heavily on me. Our vows are sacrosanct. How could one betray the Order at a moment such as this? I harbor a growing suspicion, an insidious notion that is slowly taking root. Harrowing, if accurate. It chills me to the bone. I cannot inform the others until I have arrived at certainty without doubt. The risk of exposure is too great. What would she possibly have to gain? I pray that I am mistaken. The consequences would be disastrous. Likely the end of the vigil as we know it. Scattered around this hallowed ground speak of Pentosalgia, the first of the Watchers. It was Pentos who recognized that the calamity would always remain a threat. From the ashes of the derelict Folgard, he forged a new order to carry on our sacred charge. His foresight and tenacity are the reason the Vigil still exists today. There must be a reason he chose to conceal the existence of the failsafe and the keystone. Truly extraordinary that we should stumble upon his tomb after all these years. I pray it contains the answers we seek.
Finding the Watcher's Nest is the only move left. Perhaps there are some vigils left that could help us. Finding the Watcher's Nest is the only move left. Perhaps there are some vigils left that could help us.
I got the key. Agatha didn't make it.
Ah, fucking hell. How did she... Never mind. I don't want to know. When we split up, I knew something terrible was going to happen. Finding the watch.
you?
I made it back to your APC and figured out how to access your drone's controls.
Oh, great.
Bring back that scroll you just picked up. I found something in the APC that can help us.
Funny. I've never seen you before. No matter. I can see your credentials hanging from your neck. Welcome to the Watcher's Nest.
Who are you?
My name is Gildas Brom. I am the oldest member of the Vigil. Ever since I lost the use of my legs, I've been the caretaker of relics and other useful items. We have accumulated quite a collection. These items are precious and will undoubtedly help you fight the creatures.
Anything else you can tell me about the Watcher's Nest?
Initially, the Watcher's Nest was a barracks for the Foal Guards, our ancestral order. Their blue-flowered crest is carved on the walls. The Foal Guard abandoned it, but Pentos Algier, the founder of the Vigil, reclaimed it years later. He made it a secret stronghold to coordinate the Vigil. Today, it is a beacon, a marker left behind for future generations. Pentos was put to rest here. Although we haven't been able to open his coffin yet, we are confident there are more answers inside.
Can you tell me more about the Keystone of Grief?
If you have the keystone, this can only mean one thing. Vitalis is no more. This is a somber... Unfortunately, there is no time to mourn him. I will honor his memory later. As for the artifact, we only have theories, some of which you can find in notes and journals strewn across the tables and desks. The Keystone of Grief was found in the Umal Caves, leading us to the Watcher's Nest, whatever the Keystone is. I believe some answers can be found in Pentos's coffin. If only we can figure out a way to...
What are other duties a Vigil must perform?
I'm sure you are aware that nothing is free in this world. As a Vigil, you swore an oath to prevent the calamity and protect the people of Hades. By performing good deeds for Hadeans, you can acquire some relics and items. You may have noticed that the creature, despite being slain, returns. That's because you haven't shut down their time loop. You need to kill the Guardians first, and only then can you enter the time loop to shut it down. We must shut down all the time loops. I know, it seems like an impossible task given the brutality of... Take this. It will help you detect the Guardians that are protecting
This was in Pentos's coffin. What do you make of it?
This is what you found. That isn't very reassuring. More riddles. I recognize the old Hadean language. It died out centuries ago. It would be best if...
Where do these necklaces come from?
The necklaces we carry today belong to the Foal Guards. We found them in old tombs and ruins. Crafting these necklaces is a lost art, Many have tried unlocking the secrets of forging one, but they are precious and rare, which is why each member...
What do you know about these weapons?
Consider what our smiths need to forge our weapons. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now think about it. You can't slay the creatures without our weapons. The material to forge them...
What are time loops, and how do I shut them down?
They ensnare moments in time, events charged with extreme violence, and curse those trapped inside to relive the moment over. Now, how to shut it down? Once inside, you must bring an Ammon prism to the center of the time. The center is deadly to humans, so the Fold Guards trained owls to carry the Ammon prism. Ammon prisms are extremely rare. This is the only one I have left. Please take it. Perhaps your flying... Remember, when you close a time loop, come back and see me to claim your... There must be thousands. Roll up your sleeves. You have a lot of...
How do I perform good deeds?
It's simple. Help our people. Hadeans are a proud bunch. They won't ask for your help directly. The more you help our fellow Hadeans, the more relics and items you can acquire. Now, you're asking yourself, how? Oh, I can tell. It's in your eyes, boy. The eyes have much to say if one knows how to look.
Have I helped enough Hadeans?
Hadeans are lucky to have a vigil like you watching over them. Hadeans need to rejoin the world. Come to think of it, we've never been a part of it. Hadeans have been isolated for far too long. I believe the calamity, the answer... War is beyond tragedy. A senseless waste of human life. In fact, we haven't seen a war this brutal before. Modern guns, mixed with hatred passed on from one generation to the next, are bound for terrible consequence. This is why the Vigil doubled its efforts when war loomed on the horizon, and also why the Vigil is being hunted. When desperate, We tend to make mistakes. I'll never ascribe to the theory that the Vigil has a traitor. I don't know much about the Peacekeepers. In a way, they are like the Vigil. They help the victims of war and ensure their care. However, unlike us, they operate in the open, which has certain disadvantages. It's like having... Technically, I am Sabinian. I don't count myself as one, though. I am a Vigil first, and I went to school just like the other Sabinian kids. But during the small hours, I trained. I barely had friends growing up, but that didn't matter. The life of a Vigil is lonely and hard. I was always the outsider looking in. I observed my friends and neighbors all bickering about the Palamists. That always bothered me to my core. I wish I could have told them all to stop, to tell the truth, and to warn them of the real threat. I'm afraid they were too far gone. I have no ill feelings toward the Palamists. They are dyed-in-the-wool Hadeans. Well, the way to a Palamist's heart is through his faith. The propagandists played the religion card, fear-mongering the Palamists into believing, and now look at us, divided. The time loops appeared at midnight on January 1st, and the creatures soon after. You would think we would all be experts by now, but we are piecing together some lost history. We are uncertain if January 1st at midnight is genuinely part of the cycle. Is it consistent? Or ran with our lack of answers, we could do little to prevent the calamity. Only brace for it. Now that it is upon us, only one question remains. Who or what? The time loop you would with our...
You really should lock your doors before leaving.
Yeah, there was no need to before.
Now this is an ideal vehicle to roam a war-torn country. It's even got cup holders. Do you realize what you have here?
It gets me where I need to go.
It's a state-of-the-art armored personnel carrier with tech I didn't even know existed. I had fun pressing all the buttons.
Was there a mute button?
Smart ass. Do you want to know what I found or not?
Tell me.
This computer is linked to something called the Zeal server. I came across that name before. The Zeal Council. I have no idea who or what they are.
And?
This server appears to have a vast database containing history of Hadea. As of now, I only have limited access. Give me some time and I'm sure I can get through to more.
Interesting.
When Vitalis contacted me, he told me he wanted...
Whatever deal you had with Vitalis, it died along with him.
I'm sorry you lost your friend.
Don't be. I didn't know him.
Whatever the Vigil is up to, it's on you now, right? I want to piece together whatever is happening here, and you want to stop it. Neither of us can do this on our own. I found a tracking device embedded behind a panel. I know I don't look it, but I have my uses. Face it, you wouldn't have gotten far without me.
All right. You can tag along.
Good. Show me what you found in the coffin. Interesting. Let's talk about the scroll once I'm done examining it. you found something of interest? Nice find. Let's run it through the database. Interesting. I'll look it up. Okay, I finished examining.
So, what's written on the scroll?
I translated the text. It's a riddle. I suggest you read it. I'm sure it will make more sense once we find a location. As for the blue flower, the Zeal server is giving me the usual encyclopedic answer. It's not providing me with a specific location. The drawings are landmarks, and the blue flower is the key to finding their location. Whatever this place is, it's a well-guarded secret. I'm sure it holds the clues to Vitalis's investigation into stopping the calamity. I think it's time for you to chat with the locals. Talking isn't your strong suit, but someone must know where this flower grows.
Why are you in Hadea?
If someone were to say I was obsessed with Hadea, it would be the understatement of the year. I've always wanted to see it with my own eye. Something has been happening. There is a dark secret, and the world hasn't been told.
What should I do now?
Someone must know where this blue flower grows. It might be best if you talk to the locals. My obsession with Hadea started when I was a little girl. My father, a well-respected ambassador at the time, he told me about their customs, unique religion, strange architecture, culture, which were unlike anything he had. I was hooked. When I became a journalist, I wanted the scoop on this place. I almost got an exclusive interview with the dictator. I've covered countless conflicts, gone after the powerful, exposed corruption. Now that I'm actually... While crossing Hadea, Agatha and I got stopped at a checkpoint. While waiting for our paperwork to clear, I conversed with one of the Palamist officers. Once the small talk was over, he told me about what he had done in the village not too far from where we were. He was explaining to me, in striking detail, all the atrocities he had committed that morning. I don't know why he was telling me all of this. Did he want to impress me, scare me, or confess to his crimes? All of the horrifying as his anecdotes were. While crossing Hadea, Agatha and I got stopped at a checkpoint. While waiting for our paperwork to clear, I conversed with one of the Palamist officers. Once the small talk was over, he told me about how horrifying as his anecdotes were. What terrifies me the most? It's a great idea that's poorly executed. I think they get a bad rap, even though I've seen them do plenty of good. Peacekeepers have an impossible job. Each time they intervene, they've been set up to fail. And Hadea is no different. No, they are akin to the Protestants back home. At first glance, they bear historical resemblances. They sought a less restrictive faith and crafted one essentially retaining the core of Palam's teachings. I'm not one to oversimplify, but there it is. Ask me again when I have more information about Sabinians and if we ever survive Hadea. Mind you, I came to these conclusions purely through observations. I haven't done any proper research. They strike me as being like conservatives in most Western countries. Again, these are just observations. I need more time and research to formulate an adequate answer or opinion. I'll never erase that night from my memory. The moment I laid eyes on them, I became unhinged. Agatha had to steady me. When I finally regained my composure, I'm at a loss for what to make of them. I bombarded Agatha with questions, but she knew little. My instincts are screaming that there is a conspiracy at work here. Someone is... I'll never erase that night from my memory. When I finally regained my composure, I gazed into Agatha's eyes. I'm at a loss for what to make of them. I bombarded Agatha with questions, but she knew little. She said that my instincts are screaming that there is a conspiracy at work here. Someone is orchestrating this, and I will blow it wide open. I'll never erase that night from my memory. When I'm at a loss for what to make of them. I bombarded Agatha with questions, but she knew little. She said that this wasn't the first time they had invaded Hadea. My instincts are screaming that there is a conspiracy at work here. Someone is orchestrating this, and I will blow it wide open.
It was clever of you to remove our tracker, especially for a civilian. But you aren't a civilian, are you? We still managed to get clear pictures of you both. It's only a matter of time before we ID you. When we do, I will turn my attention toward the people you care about. Will I find someone in Jova? The Vista Hills?
Charming.
She's hot on our trail.
Then whatever business we have here, let's make it quick.
Welcome back.
Do you know where this flower grows?
Abbot Jaffer might know. The priests at the Patham Abbey produce mead. They set up their beehives in different parts of Umberhan. It's pretty damn good stuff. I used to steal some back in the day. It's a long shot, but you never know until you ask. Besides...
I'm sorry, but Vitalis is gone.
Oh. This is a sad day indeed. I still had so much to learn from him. Vitalis and I met under dire circumstances. He gave me a choice. Continue fucking up my life, or I will always cherish his life lessons and teachings. We both had wounds that could never heal. I will honor his memory by using the skills he taught me.
How are you holding up?
Voss is keeping me busy with some repairs here and there. I have to say I appreciate the distraction. It keeps my mind off the creatures in the marsh and the monsters in uniform. How can I help? I've outdone myself this time.
I'm glad to
You know where this flower grows?
I know this flower very well. My brothers and I produce mead at the Abbey. Together, the honey we need, we set up our beehives. It's quite beautiful. But who knows what state it's in now. Lake Sinan was where I was going to bring my niece, Rebecca.
How are you holding up?
My lord Sethris has put me on this path for a reason. Just like Palom, I will carry on, endure whatever torment Captain Vas and his men throw.
What now?
You know where this grows?
Do I look like a fucking gardener?
is allowed in or out of Jova. Go back to the town.
We weren't aware.
Hang on. Ethnic cards, please. Shoot them! No one is allowed in or out of Jova. Go back to the town.
We weren't aware.
Hang on. Ethnic cards, please. Shoot them! No one is allowed in or out.
camp is due north.
Do you know where this flower grows?
No, but my father would know. He used to bring her.
remember, whenever you accomplish good deeds and close time loops, talk to me to see.
What's our status on time loops?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure there are more out there.
Obsessed with Hadea.
Shit, that's not good.
Careful of Miss Alver. She's notorious for trying to get the scoop on our little neck of the woods. So much so that she's gotten several of her friends killed trying to get it.
Don't even try that psychological bullshit with me.
One mystery man remains. It's only a matter of time before we ID you. I take pleasure in knowing that you buried... Who was it? Your brother? Sister? Mother?
Father. His name was Vitalis, but I'm sure you knew that already.
Why didn't you tell me he was your father?
You didn't ask.
And here I thought you knew nothing. I have 1,000 questions.
Okay, pump the brakes. I was born here, but I grew up on the outside. Spent years trying to get in.
Why did you come back?
Like you, I had 1,000 questions.